I'm finally in a good place, on the ground again. It's sure not the worst thing, but I don't need a replay. I miss you in the worst way, but I keep remembering when I built you up and then it caught fire. My whole world is burning now, holding on down to the wire, thinking you might come around.
Hello and welcome back to Bookmark Chronicles. Today I'm doing my April wrap-up. I read 4 highly anticipated books this month and it was a pretty good reading month. I got the month right, because if you watched my May TBR, I kept thinking for some reason that it was still March. The last few weeks of April were a little rough, so the first book that I read this month was Rule of Wolves by Leigh Bardugo. This is the conclusion to the King of Scars duology. If you saw my 5-star prediction follow-up video, then you will know that I did not love King of Scars. It was incredibly disappointing, to be honest, and this one, while it was a little bit better than King of Scars, still was not as good as I had hoped. I rated this 3 stars. It was pretty average. I didn't love it, and I am very heavily considering unhauling it, so we'll see. This is the conclusion to all of the books that are currently published in the Grishaverse, and the ending was pretty satisfying, I will say that. I did also do a review of season 1 of the Shadow and Bone TV show on Netflix, so I will be sure to link that in the cards and in the description below. The next book that I read was Act Your Age, Eve Brown by Talia Hibbert. This is the conclusion to the Brown Sisters trilogy. It's not really a trilogy, it's more like a series of companion novels, but you get the point. So in this, we're following the youngest Brown sister, Eve, who is looking for a job because her parents are like, you need to grow up, you need to get your shit together, and she goes to an interview at a B&B, but then accidentally runs the owner over with her car. And it is sort of a hate to love situation, but the hate is very one-sided in my opinion. I ended up rating this 3.75. I really did love Eve as a character. I thought the autism rep was awesome, the plus size rep is awesome as always. However, there were certain tropes that are used, and y'all know how I feel about tropes, so that did lower my rating a little bit, but I still think that Eve is probably my second favorite of the sisters, right after Nanny. The next book was The 5th Season by N.K. Jemisin. This is the first book in the Broken Earth trilogy. I did talk a little bit more about this in my 5-star prediction follow-up as well, so I won't say too much about it here. I also rated this 3.75, and I think part of it is that this is my first time reading a high fantasy, but also I don't really think I care about the magic system in here. I mean, I think the concept of the origins is kind of cool, but I feel like we've seen very little of it being used because for the most part they're so used to having to conceal it. I did like the multiple perspectives in here, and the second person narration wasn't an issue at all. I am going to read The Obelisk Gate in May, but I don't know. I just don't know how I'm gonna feel about it. But I am interested in reading her other work. I know she has a couple other duologies and stuff, so I will definitely start looking into those. And the last book that I read was The Dragon Republic by R.F. Kuang. This is the second book in the Poppy War trilogy. This book hurt my feelings. I have beef with R.F. Kuang now. She doesn't know it, but there's something in this book it was the complete opposite of what I wanted to happen, and it hurt so much. It hurt so bad. It hurt so bad. I can't say too much, obviously, because it's the middle of a trilogy, but I did end up rating this 4.75. The only reason that I didn't give it a full 5 stars is, one, I still don't really like Ren. Like, she still does some dumb shit that really pisses me off. I am also really sick of hearing about a character that is no longer in the series. Like, it's killing me. It's so annoying. So other than that, I still really enjoyed the characters. She hit me with a huge fucking plot twist 2 chapters before the end, and I'm going to start The Burning God as soon as possible because I need to know how the fuck this ends, and I'm hoping that she fixes it, but I have a feeling that she won't. I will be doing a full review of this, so by the time this goes up, the review for this will probably be the next video to go up after it, so stay tuned for that. So those are all of the books that I read in April. Let me know if you have read any of these or if they are on your TBR. Otherwise, that's all I have for you today, and I'll see you in the next video.